If you're like most people, you've defaulted to using your company's retirement plan. If that is working for you, great. But there could be other options out there that you may be missing. We'll go over other options in today's video so that you can see how your money is working for you. There are a few traditional places people put their money for retirement. Probably the most common one is a work-sponsored 401k plan, where depending upon when you get paid, you actually elect to have a certain amount of your pay go into a plan at work, and sometimes companies have matches and special programs that you can put your money into where they help you manage your money. The benefit of doing a work-sponsored 401k is it's an automatic. It's something that it's kind of a set it and forget it. It happens weekly or bi-weekly or twice a month, however you're paid. And by the time that you receive your net paycheck, your retirement or your contributions are already taken care of. So it's not something that you have to do after the fact, which typically is a very nice way of putting money away for retirement. Some of the challenges or cons to a work 401k is typically no one's helping you manage it. It's a very plain vanilla way of investing. You have a laundry list of investments to choose from, which is all the plan will allow, anywhere from, sometimes as few as 10 to up to 50 investment choices, but that's all of the choices that you have. It's a lot of time up to you as the employee to make your investment choices. Sometimes people will sit down with you and ask you a few questions, but generally do not get into planning where they're asking about other things that are going on in your life. Yes, it's challenging when you have a work-sponsored plan because it does limit a lot of the other investments that would be pre-tax outside of your plan. So we always recommend, if someone does have a work-sponsored plan, to enter into it, especially if they have a match. And if they are inclined to invest outside of that, there's other accounts that we would set up for them in addition to their work plans, where we would have full control over it and be able to help those people individually and walk them through a planning process. When you enter into a plan and you leave prior to retirement and move plans and move jobs, which is very common nowadays, you can actually take your plan and move it to your current employer's 401k. Again, it is something that we typically advise against, and the reason being is you're just moving into their plan based on their rules and their investment options. When you move your plan outside, you now have full control of it, where you'll have someone helping you, overseeing that plan with you and for you, and then putting that piece into your retirement planning alongside your current new plan. After someone retires, we will typically encourage people to move their plans out from their current employer plan into an outside IRA that they can manage, or we can help them manage. It does give them the world of investing typically outside of the plan, so you're not limited anymore to just your plan options. And also, you will at that point hopefully have someone that is helping you one-on-one with your investments and your whole entire plan. So a company-sponsored plan representative is someone that is paid by the company that establishes the plan to come out and help individuals globally with their 401ks. They will typically ask them very limited questions, trying to ultimately get to a risk tolerance so they can help them with their investments. It typically doesn't happen a whole lot. They come out once in a while to help you with that, and a lot of times they're not asking all of the questions through the planning process, which could be, is this all the money you have? Is this just a drop in the bucket? Are you married? Do you have kids? What's your overall plan for retirement? The planning process gets missed a lot in that. Plan representatives typically do not have a fiduciary responsibility to each of those people because they represent the company that the plan is put into place for. So they are not individually focused. They are more focused on the plan generally and making sure that they've explained that there are low risk and high risk investment options, and that people can go into the different, selected funds that they have within their plan. There's a few different types of IRAs that are out there. Probably the most common IRA is what's called a traditional IRA, where it is done on a pre-tax basis, meaning you put money into it and you don't pay income tax on that money going in. The limits on those are typically a little bit lower than an employer-sponsored plan, which is why you do see them sometimes, but again, you can put more money into an employer plan. Those plans limit, it's based on year after year, but for this year you can put $6,000 into those plans. So people that want to invest more money will typically have to look at alternative plans. There are also Roth IRA plans that you put money into that's after tax, and you will never pay tax on that money in the future as the current laws are set right now. And there are some type of plans that are IRAs for self-employed people as well. The benefit of having an IRA is that you are putting money away for your retirement. Probably one of the biggest reasons why people do IRAs is for tax purposes. They can, in essence, invest their way out of some taxes that could potentially be owed. So that's why you will usually see smaller IRAs set up so people can contribute money into them and avoid paying some income taxes. A con to an IRA could potentially be that when you put money into it, it is now behind a retirement wall. So if you do touch that money prior to 59 and a half, there is a penalty from the IRS. So younger people looking to put money away for potentially a tax savings early, if they need that money in the future, could be hit with a penalty and income taxes by touching that money too early. There is a ton of places for people to put their money, and at times it's very, very overwhelming, especially to consumers. But generally, people can put their money in the market through stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and have what I would call brokerage account that someone is helping you with, or you can oversee that. The flip side of that coin is more guaranteed type of an account where no matter what happens, your account has some sort of interest every single year, and it does take a lot of the market fluctuation out of the accounts. Those that want to invest in the stock market should really be careful and have a top-down plan. So buying a stock, not just because you heard about it at the water cooler or someone told you about it, or because you happen to buy that type of car. It's actually fundamentally, why would you want to buy that company? Is it a good company? Is it a solid company? Yes, there are times when people do want to buy individual stocks based on products they own, which I would say is absolutely okay, but I would not put all of my retirement dollars into it. Social Security is one of the biggest pieces of retirement in the entire planning process. It is a government plan that no matter what happens, as long as you live, will pay you. If you factor in Social Security, it is probably someone's largest asset, believe it or not. And on top of that, it's going to be their retirement plans, and then most likely it's their home, whether it's paid for or not. But Social Security plays a huge part in planning when to take it, how to take it, at what age do you take it, are all the questions that when you're going through retirement should be answered and should be addressed. So from a risk tolerance standpoint, I believe you should have money in a few different baskets, is what I would call them. So your quick savings, which is going to be your checking savings accounts that you can access very quickly. Then you should also have some money in the market based on a certain amount of risk. And then also you should have some guaranteed money. You want all these pieces of this puzzle to work together for you, because we cannot control the market. We don't control politics. So there's going to be ebbs and flows and changes in the market, but we want to make sure that no matter what happens, that ultimately people can retire and not worry so much about their money. How do you protect what you've worked for to ensure that it's there when you're ready to retire? In the next video, we'll go through how to best protect your money and to make sure that it's there in the future when you need it.